I think one of the reasons you're really welcome here is that we can look at you, we can look at your work and see that you're plenty smart enough. I can't imagine it taking you more than a year or two at this point before you actually become an anarchist. Is that fair to say? So there's a question here, because hearing your introduction, being somewhat familiar with your work, I have to ask as directly as I can, especially here. You've told us some of the things that you think the state is not necessary for. At this point, what do you think the state is necessary for? Or in other words, what elements of the human endeavor are improved by violence? Or why aren't you anarchists yet?
This is a fun question. I've been spending my entire time here sitting down at tables and then like Jeff looking at me and being like, are you a statist or are you an anarchist? And like everyone is doing that to me here. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna get lynched here. But let me explain my position. So most people have grown up with the state. Most people have grown up with their parents growing up with the state, and before that, and before that, and before that. People can't picture a world without a state. Hell, I can hardly picture it. I would love to live in a world where we had no government at all. I would love that. I would adore that. That is a world I would want to live in. Now, that's not going to happen in my lifetime. Quite frankly, I was having a debate with a man named Walter Block. Love the guy. I'm sure a lot of you know him. He's a great guy. And he was talking about how maybe in 3,000 years, people will biologically change enough, adapt, and they will become more libertarian, because we'll literally have to have libertarians are weird. We're weirdos. People who like less state, we're weirdos. It's true. We are born to be collectivists, whether we grew up, or our old brain is rather collectivist because we needed tribes and communities to survive. People are naturally more collectivist. And I told him, I'm young, I'm a millennial. I have my freedoms being taken away every single day by the state. I'm afraid for my children, I'm afraid for their future. I don't have 3,000 years to wait for that to happen. I need to defend my freedoms now. And the biggest threats I see to freedom right now are the globalist institutions that exist, the UN, the EU, the state trying to go further and further away from the individual, take away our power further and further away. And right now, I think that honestly, I know a lot of people are going to get mad, but advocating nationalism is the best way to communicate to people that we need to pull away from these larger globalist institutions. So when you say, why are your tax dollars going to an organization that you did not elect? Why are your tax dollars going to people that you've never met, you do not know? You say, why shouldn't they be going to you or back to you or staying in your pockets at least, staying in Canada at least? People start to pull away and they start to want their governments to be closer to them and closer to them. It's one step closer to the individual. And because of this advocation of nationalism that has happened lately, you saw the massive victory of Brexit. You saw the election of Trump simply because people want to see it crash and burn. So I will be advocating nationalism because I believe that that is the best way to reduce the state. And I was talking with Jeff about this, and I see us on the same team because we have the same goals. Less state, more freedom.